Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your Oracle Sunday for Sunday the 22nd of August 2021. It is Oracle Sunday, and I normally use an Oracle deck or a couple of Oracle decks for Oracle Sunday message, but today I'm actually using a tarot deck, but it's not a standard typical tarot deck. This is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Just to show you the box, it is beautiful. The artwork is just mind-blowing on this particular deck. It doesn't read as a standard typical tarot deck. It has a system all on its own. So I actually use it like an oracle deck. So I allow each card to talk its own story. I like each card to give its own interpretation, its own meaning, instead of reading them as a story, as a continuation one from the other. So we are going to use it as an oracle deck today. It is the imagery, the artwork is really stunning, so beautiful. And I thought it's actually going to give us a really powerful message for today, for Oracle Sunday, and for the week ahead, because I do like I set the intention that my Oracle Sunday readings give you guidance for today and for the week ahead. So I have shuffled, and I must admit I shuffled for quite a long time. I really did set good, strong intentions that we get a good message for today and for the week ahead. So I have shuffled and I have drawn out 3 cards. We're going to read them individually. We're going to read them separately to see the message that comes through from them. Right, so let's get straight into it. We're going to start with the first card. So Dreams of Gaia Tarot, reading as an oracle. First card we have, you see, look at that artwork. Isn't it just exquisite? So immediately, without even looking at what card it is, when I look at the colors on the particular card, I mean, though they're so gentle, it's almost like you can see she's in the water. You can see the blues and the greens and the yellows that are coming through there. There's such a peace and such a tranquility, but there's also a little bit of icy. Okay, so obviously at the top with those colors, they look very much like ice, and then it goes from the light, it goes to the dark. So when something goes from light to dark, I always interpret it as finding balance, finding the place where you are most comfortable between happiness and sadness, between light and dark, and all of that. Then I see that there's some fish around her. Fish are always a sign of abundance. Fish are always a positive sign, especially when there's a couple of them, and especially when they're so pretty like that. She looks amazing, okay? She really does. I mean, she is dressed exquisitely. Her hair is part of the water. She is everything, and everything is her. I'm loving that kind of imagery there. When I look over here, we have the 3 of earth. Sorry, the 3 of water. Oh my gosh, forgive me. It's the 3 of water, okay? Traditional tarot, that would be the 3 of cups. And, you know, when I look at what she's doing, when I look at the activity in the card, when I look at everything that's going on here, there's definitely celebration. And 3 of cups in traditional tarot is about celebration. You know, these ribbons that she's holding, these ribbons that are sort of flowing in the water around her, there's definitely reason to celebrate. She's feeling super confident. She's holding her head up high. She's standing very confidently. She's looking back at the people. So if she was facing this way, I would say she's looking towards the future, but she's looking that way. So she's definitely looking past. She's looking behind her, which means she's looking at activities, adventures, situations, and circumstances that she's already come through. So the message that I'm getting for us today is we need to look back at what we've been through over the last week, 2 weeks, month, 6 months, year, whatever it may be. Let's look back at all that we've been through, all that we've accomplished, and let's actually celebrate the fact that we've made it, celebrate the fact that we have achieved, that we have come through it. We need to recognize that, you know, the past is here. It's finished. We're moving this way. But without the experiences that we've had in the past, without the journeys, without the opportunities we've had, we wouldn't be where we are. All right. It's interesting that even the fish are going to the past, even the fish are going that way. What she's going to do once she's looked back, and you know what it's like when you leave a place for the last time, you take a couple of steps, you stop, you look back, like just imagine the whole kind of romance movie kind of scene in your head now. You know, you take a couple of steps, you stop, you look back, your eyes meet, you look at the building, you look at the person, you say your final goodbyes energetically, emotionally, and then you walk on. And I feel like that's what she's doing. So this is that moment of glancing back, acknowledging where we've come from, acknowledging all that we've experienced, and then she's going to start moving in this direction. Then she's going to start moving towards her future. So to me, it's that moment before acknowledging the past, before moving into the future. So I quite like that. I also want to say to you that the water that we have here. So this is the Three of Cups. It's the Three of Water. Water is the element of emotion. Water is the element of feelings. But I also want to say that it's about being confident enough in yourself to allow yourself to move forward. So let's celebrate. Let's acknowledge all that we have been and all that we are yet to become. Yet to become. I like that. Let's have a look at our second card. See, so now, I mean, we go from all these blues, now we go to these beautiful greens, okay? So I'm looking at the symbol that we have across the bottom here, and you can see there's the triangle and there's the triangle with the stripe. So these are giving you the elemental symbols, and that's the element of water. And what we've got over here is the element of earth. The green is also indicative and indication of it being the element of earth. It is card number 12. 12 again in traditional tarot would be the knight, and it is the seneschal. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but forgive me. The Knight of Pentacles. So I want to look at the image. I want to look at the graphics and see what we're looking at. The first thing I notice is he doesn't have pupils. Okay? I know that's going to freak some of you out. He doesn't have pupils, but there's a reason for that. Because, so our night energy is very fast moving, very active, very engaging, very much progress. And when we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who follows the rules, somebody who follows a leader without question, without query, just, I don't want to say blindly, but yeah, blindly, okay? So he is following somebody blindly. He's not really putting his own spin on things. He knows his power. Now, it's interesting, I look at his headdress, if whatever it is that he has on his head, we look at what's hanging off the side here. And I'm going to call them earrings because I don't know what else to call them. And they are full of keys. And it's interesting, there's 3 keys and 3 keys. There's also acorns. So there's a lot of success. There's a lot of luck symbology taking place here. And then, of course, we have to acknowledge the puppy dog. We have to acknowledge, we have an eye across the top there. We have a puppy dog face over here. And that is all in showing you how loyal he is. Loyal to a fault, okay? So the message for us, let's look back and see what we've accomplished in order to move forward. Let's recognize that we are loyal to something or someone, okay? Whatever it is that you're going through in life at the moment, whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever it is that you are experiencing right now, there is this element of loyalty. There is this element of being blinded to the person, to the situation, and just sticking with it, religiously, if I can say. We've got acorns and coins hanging all over the place. We've got ram horns. We've got a third eye. We have got keys and acorns, and we've got the dog. And also interesting, I didn't actually notice that before, but here, right in front of my fingers, are 2 worker ants. Worker ants, that's who he is. That's actually fabulous. He is actually the worker ant. He doesn't question motives, he doesn't question strategy, he doesn't question anything. He just gets on and does the work. He is blinded to the cause and he just follows the cause blindly. So you've got to ask yourself, is this what you need to be doing? Is this what you want to be doing? Is this right for you? Or do you need to be recognizing the role that you play in the bigger scheme of things and be okay with it? Or do you need to sort of ask yourself, do you believe in the cause? Do you believe in the struggle? Do you believe in the strategy? Do you believe in what it is that you're doing at the moment? So I do think this particular card is referencing you right here and right now. So as we go through this Sunday and as we go into the next week, take a minute, look at yourself honestly. Look at what you're doing, what work you're doing, who you're doing it for, how you're doing it, why you're doing it. Look at all of those kind of questions and say to yourself, am I a believer? Am I doing something that feeds my soul? Am I doing something that feels right? Or am I being completely blind and just going through it without? I actually want to bring the card, excuse me, a little bit closer so that you can see all the gorgeous graphics. Look at that. So you can see the coins and the acorns. See the keys and the acorns that I was referring to? And look at the puppy dog. Isn't he gorgeous? And then there we have the 2 worker ants on either side of the dog. So loyalty is not a bad thing, except when you are doing it blindly and not, I'm going to call it proactively. Okay. So understand that, yes, we have made progress. We have come so far. We are ready to step into our future. Let's not go blind. Let's make sure that we are active, that we are fully aware, fully awake, and fully connected to what we're doing before we step forward. And now we're going to have a look at our last card. Oh, the colors are so gorgeous. So we've gone from the blues to the greens to these beautiful fiery oranges and reds. And what we have with this particular card here is the Queen of Fire. Okay, so in traditional tarot would be the Queen, fire is wands. So we have the Queen of Wands. There's a couple of things that I'm noticing in similarity between these two cards. Here we have the dog, here we have a kitty cat. There is an eye across the top there, and there's an eye across the top there. So there's some similarities. Here he had the worker ants on either side, and here we've got butterflies on either side. So Queen of Fire, let's understand Queen of Fire. So immediately looking at her, her eyes, again, there is some similarity, but she seems to have more detail. She seems to be able to see better. She seems to have more clarity around her eyes as opposed to what he does. You can see the determination on his face, whereas she seems to be a little bit more open, a little bit more approachable, if I can call it that way. One thing that I do get from all this fiery action here on our Queen of Fire is that she's very optimistic and enthusiastic. He's steadfast, he's programmed, he's conditioned, he's a workaholic, he's got drive and purpose, whereas she's more optimistic and enthusiastic. One of the things that I can say about her as well is that she's going to give the situation her full attention. Okay, she's not, the two of them actually, they're not going to get sidetracked, they're not going to get influenced by external things. She is going to give whatever it is that she's working with, it's going to get her full attention. One of the things that's really coming to me with her is the fact that she takes projects or situations on and she savors the moment. Okay, she's the kind of person that she's going to put all her effort into it. She's going to really and truly appreciate and enjoy every sip of that fine wine. Okay, so if she was drinking a glass of fine wine, she wouldn't just gulp it down. He'd gulp it down and get going. All right, she's going to sip, 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 and she's going to really and truly savor every sip of it. She gets involved wholeheartedly, 100%. All her senses, all her faculties, everything about her, she gets involved in. So, friends, let's look at this from an oracle perspective. These three cards. It's a case of acknowledging and recognizing your past that brought you into where you are now. As you go into today and as you go into the next week, you do need some element of focus, okay? Because we've got focus with both of these cards. With the cat here, the cat is a little bit playful, a little bit when I feel like it kind of attitude, whereas this dog is hardworking, loyal. The butterflies are all about change and transformation, and our worker ants are all about working hard. So it's about, and I'm going to say to you, it's about finding the balance between these two. Okay, because they are similar, but they're also different. That's why I'm placing them like I have them here. So it's about finding that balance, finding that common ground between the two of them, so that when you are moving into whatever this next adventure is, whatever this next element is that's coming up for you, as we move into it, as we move from our past into this, we need to make sure that we do remain focused, that we do remain balanced, that we do know how to work hard, but we also need to be open to the change that's coming. Because one thing is incredibly clear, looking at this, looking at the readings over the last week that we've had, change is coming. Okay, change is coming, and you have to be on board or you're going to be left out. So you don't want to be completely blind to the situation. You want to be open, you want to be active, you want to participate fully, but at the same time, you want to recognize that you're not putting unnecessary work into something. You want to fully engage, you want to fully commit, you want to fully participate, but at the same time, you want to allow yourself to experience, to evolve, and to grow through the experience, through the opportunity, and not be held back in any way, shape, or form. So, friends, I do think this is a great reading for Sunday. Prepare yourself for the next week. Make sure that you're focused. Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. And don't go in blind. We want to open our eyes. We want to be engaged. We want to be participant in whatever's coming up for you next week. Do have an amazing Sunday and do have an amazing week next week. Look out for the daily tarot readings, and I do hope that they help and guide you on your journey of life. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, take care.